Welcome, everybody. This is episode 1 of Peace Under Pressure. What does that mean? We all live under pressure, whether that be being a CrossFit owner or working at Wendy's, delivering furniture, being a mother, a father, being a child. We're all under pressure, and how do we find peace in this pressure? And that's just what I want to talk about on this podcast. We're going to start today with something that I like to think I'm an expert in because I do a lot of it. It's understanding our goals. When I say that, it's crazy, like every time I interview someone when they're going to be a member of CrossFit Fiend, it's usually, I want to lose, let's say 20 pounds. And I immediately ask them, is there a reason why that there's that specific number? Well, just think I would feel better. Okay, so maybe the goal is we want to feel better. What would feeling better do for you? Well, I would feel better. Yeah, but I mean, great. What does that do? Oh, I'd have more energy. I would be able to play with my kids, or I would be able to go play kickball or anything. So, it's definitely not the 10 pounds. We're just kind of programmed to say that. I feel like that's easy. That gets us in the gym. We're going to start. We're motivated and all that. And it's just not really what we want. What I've found is usually we've seen someone that's inspired us and we know how proud that person is of themselves. And we want to feel proud of ourselves too. There's one thing about a healthy body is we know that that person earns it. They sacrifice. They don't go to McDonald's every day to save time because cooking is hard. They make that sacrifice to cook real food. I say this all the time, and say you have a job interview and you walk in and you're fit, you obviously take care of yourself, you work out. That person interviewing you right off the bat knows a couple things. They know that you show up on days that you don't want to. That's discipline. They know that you're willing to sacrifice a little bit here for the greater good in the future. With those two things, that gives you a leg up on everybody else that would be coming into that job interview. If you ask me, I want someone who's going to show up on those hard days and still grind through and still take pride in what they do. So, that's a big thing for me. So, and able to unlock those traits, we need a bigger goal than losing 20 pounds. Like obviously, those 20 pounds didn't matter because we steadily grew that. We need to understand that we want to be that person. I can use Heather as an example. She's a really, really fit person. She's got the six-pack abs. She has shoulders. She's really fit. She crushes workouts. A lot of times she's in the top 3, definitely in the top 5 on every CrossFit workout. So people see her. She's very inspiring, and they automatically think I need to lose weight. I don't believe that, even though that's what they tell me. Some just say, I want to look like her. That's no. That's my simplest way to put it, is just no. You want to have that, and that is earned. Just like any amazing thing on this planet, anything worth having is going to have to be earned. I read one the other day on the good old social media, and it said, stay loyal to your future, not your past. And that hits. That smacks, as they would say. Stay loyal to your future, not your past. What does that mean? I mean, to me, that means that our past, those things that got us to where we are, and now we've decided that we want to be somewhere else, those shouldn't matter. So now we have this understanding that we have to sacrifice those comfortable habits of our past in order to be the future we want. So in essence, we are that person in the future right then. Now we've changed our habits. Maybe we've joined a CrossFit, and right off the bat, you've changed who you've hung out with by joining a CrossFit, because now you're going to make 5 friends that will push you daily, that are in there pushing themselves to be better. So we're not that person anymore, and that's okay. That is the goal. We're looking to not be that person, so that's a good thing. Whenever we understand this and we get these deeper goals of, I want to be that person. I want to be that person who wakes up and moves. I want to be that person who hydrates every day. I want to be that person who sleeps 7 to 8 hours. I want to be that person who reads every day. You know, these are the habits of who we are. So we need to be that person. So in 6 months, whenever we're supposed to be hitting the goal, we can hit that goal. This is going to give you deeper meaning into every day of your life, because now you're being who you want to be, not who you're comfortable being. And whether you reach the goal or not, you're going to find in those 6 months, you're really freaking proud of yourself. And to me, there's no better feeling than being proud of yourself. So, you know, it's what we want. We just don't understand that it starts up here. Yes, we got to show up, but with that deeper goal, we can form a passion. And what passion does is put your feet on the ground. And what I mean by that is, when you have a passion, sleep is like crazy. Like for me, I know I got to get 8 hours of sleep, but I have this passion of building CrossFit Fiend and helping a lot of people with their life, and that's why I'm doing this podcast. So for me, when 5 o'clock comes around, usually whether I've went to bed on time, which 90% of the time I do, it's 9 o'clock, I wake up at 5, then I put my feet on the ground. And we come out here and we get after it. We get on the iPad, study some Spanish, we read, drink some water, do some push-ups. You know, my morning schedule is my fun now, because it's my passion, and it's not even a question, like it's gonna happen. Sunday, Saturday, I don't care what day it is, because of that passion. And now I'm living a life that I actually enjoy, and I know it's going to give me a longer life filled with joy, because I understand now that comfort, that supporting those athletes every night. I'm not saying don't watch sports and don't watch TV if you enjoy it, but every night, whenever you hate your job, just makes no sense to me. You know, we can sit there and binge watch 12 hours of TV and then wake up in the morning on Monday and hate going to work. And we're just trying to get through the week to get back to 12 hours of TV. When I propose this, like, cut that 12 hours of TV out, take 4 hours of that and work on your dream. And if you don't know your dream, work on finding your dream. Be curious. All passion starts with curiosity. Kobe Bryant didn't wake up and win the MVP trophy. He started dribbling a basketball, and I guarantee it, he sucked at it for a long time. And he just got better because it was his passion. He had found his passion. So if you don't have something like that, that puts your feet on the ground in the morning, I recommend taking an hour and finding it. And, you know, and think about it, and maybe you try something and it didn't work. Don't give up. Try. Like, we get one life. It took me 40 years to do this, but we're here now, and I'm so happy. And, you know, it's CrossFit. I've changed who I was. Used to, my friends, we played softball, we drank beer. We hated our jobs. All of them talked about they hated their wives, so I never dated anybody. And that softball was an escape. And, you know, that's crazy to me now that I look back, that maybe 25% of my life I enjoyed when really I was just escaping the rest of my life. And that's all that I liked about that was I got away from my job or being single or feeling abandoned or knowing that I'm out of shape and that this alcohol is taking years off my life. You know, just drinking away, smoking cigarettes and all of that. You know, that's what we were escaping, and we were escaping it by doing it. And in church today, they talked about a cycle of what you want, and then you do it, and you feel shame, and then you justify that with, well, I worked all week, so I deserve to go out and get drunk. I deserve to go out and spend all this money on escaping from the week, instead of saying like, okay, something's got to give. I hate 5 days of the week, and then I just blow through 2 to recover from those 5. Whenever we could say like, okay, I hate my job, but I have to pay the bills. I have time at night instead of watching Netflix to work on a goal, and I have some time on the weekend. So I'm gonna set aside 1 hour a night and 4 hours a day on the weekend to really build my dreams up. If I need to go out for a party or something like that, I can still go. But no, we're going to all these concerts, all these things, and we're hating our life. And we're thinking that it's okay because that's what we do. That you get a job, you pay bills. And I'm not saying you don't, but you should find meaning in paying your job. Let's take the story of the 3 bricklayers. So a guy walks up, and these 3 bricklayers are laying bricks. He asks the first one, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm laying bricks." "Oh, awesome. Yeah, if you say so." He goes up to the next one. "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm laying bricks to build this wall. You know, it's going to be a good wall." "Okay, that's cool. Anything about the wall?" "Oh no, that's what bricks do. They make a wall. That's what we're doing. We're building walls." And he goes up to the third one, and he says, "What are you doing?" "I am building a cathedral that for millions of years people will come and worship and change their life." Who do you think's having a better time building that place? 1, 2, or 3? I'm gonna reckon 3. So we can shift our mindset just that easy to actually enjoy what we're doing. You're gonna put purpose into it. If you're making fries at McDonald's and you know throwing some extra salt makes them taste better, you're making the kid's day. Oh, this Happy Meal is gonna make this kid's day. He's gonna go home. He's gonna be nicer to his parents. Like, we can shift our mindset. We can find positivity anywhere. So even when you're working the job that you don't want to do, stay in a positive mindset by shifting of how you are helping. And if you can't find a way, then I recommend you burn the ships and you get out of that job. There's plenty of jobs. Get out of there. If you cannot absolutely find a way and you're just miserable all day, you only get one life. Get out of that situation. I've been there, you know, and hating work every day, driving to work, is just, it's no fun. And you have a choice. Like, make choices, because that's where you end up, by the choices that we make. I was hating my body, but not realizing it was the drinking and the softball. I'm like, oh, well, I'm exercising, I'm playing softball. Yeah, but I'm drinking so much. Like, we're gonna have setbacks. We're gonna have good times. For me to sit here and say, get 8 hours every single night, like, yeah, shoot for that. It's gonna happen, you're gonna miss. But when you miss, you got to really go back into that staying loyal to your future, because it's easy to say, well, this is just who I am. This is just life. It's how everybody does it. And if you truly believe that, you need to find new friends, because it's not how everybody does it. My life completely changed once I came to CrossFit Fiend and took over Twice Bitten. I started hanging out with people that inspired me. And, you know, and I'm the leader of this now, and it's still them that keeps me going. It's them that makes me work out every day. It's them that makes me put my feet on the ground. So, I'm a huge fan of every member, watching them, seeing Jake do 50 pull-ups in Murph, Aurelie hitting a 20-inch box jump, and all these people inspire me, and it's a full circle because I guess I inspire them too. And, it's just staying consistent because you have that passion. And that passion is going to make discipline, and that is what we want. That's the key. What you see when you see Heather is you see discipline, and you deep down you know it, and you know that discipline equals freedom. Heather can wear whatever she wants. Heather can go play anything she wants. Heather is ready for life because of the discipline. And then you take it a step further. Say the discipline of setting a sleep schedule, the discipline of eating right, the discipline of working out daily, the discipline of all these things gives you freedom. When you don't have to think about what you're going to eat, you eat the same thing every day, that's one less decision. That's freedom. Then you're going to cook it over and over. For instance, I eat 3 eggs, 2 turkey sausage, half an avocado, and 2 slices of sourdough bread a morning. And it takes me about 7 minutes to cook it and about 4 minutes to eat it. When I first started doing that, it took me about 30 minutes to get it done, which was fine. But now I get it all done in like 12 minutes from start to cleanup because I've ate it so many times. I've done this so many times. My discipline has been so good. I don't miss a step. I don't even have to think about it. I can multitask and do that now. And we're getting that stuff done. So discipline equals freedom. Those habits that we're going to do every day will start to get easier and easier. And then you don't need motivation anymore because motivation's never going to last. And you know what? It's never going to last if it's for 20 pounds. Because I've seen this so many times. Let's change it to 60 pounds. And then people lose 50 pounds and they realize that maybe 60 was too much. But they don't know where to go from there. So they just keep taking less calories away so they can lose another pound. And because that's all they know. And they get this body dysmorphia where now they can't really even be proud of their weight loss. And because they were only proud of that goal. And once you reach that goal, Coach Mike just sent me this video, your dopamine drops. Your dopamine comes in with the expectation of hitting the goal. And we need to shift to where the expectation is what we want. That needs to be the goal. It's going to be, I'm going to get better, or I'm going to lose 10 pounds, or I'm going to put on some muscle. But it's the action of it, not the results. We're not going to look forward to having a six-pack. We're going to look forward to the work it takes to get there, to the discipline, to eating right, to sleeping. Because now we're going to inspire someone else because they're going to see you doing the things. And then they're going to see you transform because you've shifted your mind first and you transformed, and in 7 years, you're going to be doing what Heather does. And I don't mean like eating the same thing and all that. I mean inspiring people and setting that example. And I see it so many times. Aurelie just called me today, and her kid on his birthday list wants to work out. Like, yeah, that is setting an example. That's amazing. For a birthday gift, he wants to join a CrossFit with his parents. He's a teenager, 13, and wants to do stuff with his parents because it's good for them. And they've set that example. And while Aurelie wants these results, she loves the working out. She told me she don't even know what her life would be like without CrossFit now. So it's that stuff right there that is amazing, that really freaking sets the example. So, like I said, it all changed for me whenever I joined the CrossFit, but it's really changed recently in this year because now I've strung like 5 or 6 months together and I feel better than I ever have before. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, it has made me brave enough to get on here and do a freaking podcast. Like, this is not something I really ever want to do, but it's something I know I should. My faith and all that drives me to help people, and in this day and age, this is how I'm going to have to do it. I can't write my blogs anymore, even though I'm going to, but I have to get on video and I have to get personal. So on this podcast, I'm going to share stories with y'all. I'm going to be very, very vulnerable. And, there's going to be things that probably Heather and them learn on this podcast. But I wanted to start today with the mind shift because, every morning we need to wake up and be that person who we want to be 6 months from now, if we're going to be that person 6 months from now. Again, stay loyal to your future. Stay loyal to that person you see. Be that person. It's daily choices. Stacking up meals. Say we stack up breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then we stack up another day, and then we stack up a week, and then we stack up a month, and then we stack up 6 months. You will not be the same person. It is simple. And how do we do that? How do we stack those days? Richard, it's so hard. Well, two things. A few things. You got to change your environment. Your environment is keeping you where you're at. The ones that have the most success, we have the Torres family who came, and they all come and they hold each other accountable. And I guarantee you, as a family, they've lost over 150 pounds in 4 months. Unrecognizable. Their business seems to be thriving more. They're so kind. They just gave me a shirt. They're amazing. But they came together. They changed their environment. If only one of them, say only Jennifer, would have came and the other ones would have been kept doing the same thing, I don't believe she gets the same results. I don't. I believe that they come as a family. That's their environment. They obviously hang out a lot. They support each other. It's an amazing thing. Hispanic families are it. Hanging out with them, getting to know Richard, the Torreses, the Castillos. Their culture is so impressive to me. They are amazing. Being around them and seeing them has changed my life. It's no doubt that every aspect of my life is different because of who I hang out with. I am now a family man. I am getting married June 20th. We have 2 girls that, I never seen that happening, but that's a whole nother podcast. It's changing your environment. And then we need to change our mindset. We need to be that person. If we're going to get results 6 months, it's going to take time, so we got to start now. And then we got to change our habits, and that comes right after the mindset. It's stacking habits, stacking wins, stacking days, and not trying to go all in at once. It's almost impossible. I see it all the time. People will take off a month and come back and try and do 3 workouts in a day. When you should just ease into it. Just set the habit of showing up. We don't need 4 hours of working out. CrossFit works. 1 hour works. CrossFit should be the base. And then if you have another goal, say to do high rocks, now we add in some long distance running, maybe some sled pulls if we're not doing that in the CrossFit, and stuff like that. Say it's playing kickball. And we can use CrossFit 5-6 days a week as a base, as a fitness base, and then we can work on footwork drills or kicking the kickball or pitching. And add that. That's our extra programming. If it's CrossFit comps, okay, now we've got to get stronger. We've got to do extra work on that. But the class is perfect for your baseline fitness. So that environment is good enough. Set your environment up. Set your sleep schedule up to fit your goals, not your desires. Quit making choices that aren't aligned with what you want. But my challenge for you this week is simple. I want you to go somewhere quiet and sit for an hour and keep asking yourself questions until you find something that you want that gets you excited. If you really do say, I need to lose 20 pounds, and it gets you excited enough to wake up at 5 in the morning, then let's do it. Come find me, we'll lose 20 pounds. But I don't think that does. I don't think that's it. I think you should ask at least 5 to 10 more questions on top of that. Why do I want to lose 20 pounds? And just keep going. Well, what is that going to do? Well, let's get more specific. Just keep asking questions. Keep asking questions. Keep trying to figure it out. Find your passion. Find what puts your feet on the ground. Find what's going to make you sacrifice today for the greater good tomorrow. Find what's going to keep you loyal to your future and not your past. Trust that shifting that mindset will be your guide, and you'll figure it out. One step. And that first step is going to be figuring out what you want. So with that, this is podcast number 1. All of y'all, stay rad. We'll see y'all next time.